Listen, guys, two names that we didn't see very much of in last series: Jaylon Tyson and Keon Ingram. And one Jaylon Tyson
Keon
was
Ellis.
Keon Ingram. Shout out to Keon Ingram. He came from he was from Thornton in Chicago. He was a receiver for OU. Shout out to Keon. No, literally, he was like for Thornton Harvey. So
the pipeline.
Yeah, but right, it is right. High school people. Listen, no, Keon Ellis, like, we didn't see much of those guys. We didn't see much of them, Zach, and we'll start with you. Like, do you foresee a role for these dudes, especially Jaylon Tyson? I mean, look what he did in the season. He was a starter for some stretches. He was, one of the top 3-point shooters. He was one of those dudes that was rolling with Donovan everywhere.
Yeah.
And we've kind of seen him tail off a little bit.
Well, I think with Keon Ellis, I think he didn't make shots early in Toronto. And then I think that he's just not big enough to really guard Cade Cunningham. Tyson is, right? He's not made shots, and then the last we saw him, he was out there losing his mind and just kind of actively hurting the team. So I think Jaylon Tyson does play tonight. I think he gets the first crack, and he gets a chance to prove he can keep his composure, that he can give you some quality defending minutes, defend the three-point line, maybe make some things happen. But I will not be surprised if we see Ellis at some point. And we've thought that all along because he can come in and give you some minutes guarding Jalen Brunson. I really thought the Cavs over the course of 7 games wore out Cade Cunningham. And can they do that again to Jalen Brunson?
Yeah, if you're going to make me pick between the two, I would take Jaylon. And I know we said at the top of the show, I said he's got to keep his emotions in check, and he does. He's a bigger body. I think he's more of an offensive threat when he's going right. And you need as many big bodies as you can in this series. So I don't know that either one is going to play a significant role. I don't know if either one is going to win him a game in this series, but if you're asking me if I got to pick one of them, I would take Jaylon over Keon.
And if Jaylon is hitting shots, for me, it's the energy, because I like his energy. I don't want to get twisted.
He's not afraid of the moment.
I like he's not.
But there's a line between not afraid of the moment and letting your emotions get out of control.
Yeah. McNuggets, I'm gonna ask you. I think. Is it me, or when he had, at the end of the season, he had a little bit of that foot injury? I feel like it's setting back a little bit, not specifically like physically, but I felt like he was in a good rhythm. He was playing with some of the other guys. He had a nice rotation, and then when he kind of fell out of the rotation because of the foot, took him a little bit longer to get back up. And now it's like, I think he's trying to find his space in this new playoff rotation rather than him thriving like he was during the season.
I don't think it was the foot injury. I think it was the trade for James Harden. He had a defined role with the Cavs, especially with Darius out.
Okay.
You bring James Harden, and it changes the entire complexion of your offense. Everyone has to refine their roles. I've always said that he's a guy that needs touches early because he's a rhythm player. And you could tell pretty quickly, and we saw in Game 6, whether Jaylon Tyson's going to give you something or whether Jaylon Tyson is going to have one of those nights where he's probably going to provide more bad than good. And when he's not getting the touches, because no one was getting as many touches once they acquired James Harden, he kind of fell to the wayside. His development got put on the back burner, not the forefront, and he's still trying to figure out, I think, the best way he fits in alongside these 2-3 guard lineups with Donovan James, et cetera, et cetera. In this particular series, though, especially the longer it goes, they're going to have to rely on somebody. And in this particular series, guarding Jalen Brunson is the biggest thing the Cavs have to do in order to advance. I think Tyson gives them a better chance than Ellis in terms of guarding Jalen Brunson because of the fact he's just more physical. And I think the way to wear Brunson down, like Zach, you mentioned with Cade Cunningham, is kind of wear on him, be physical with him. And Keon Ellis has really good instincts defensively, and I think he's almost a better he's the guard version of Mobley. Like, in that free safety role, he makes plays happen that other guys simply can't. And this highlight reel of him in Sacramento is a great way to kind of show he's just in the right spot at the right time more often than not. But as an on-ball guy trying to navigate through screens, I don't think he's as good at that as some of the other things he is defensively. So if it's Tyson or Ellis for me, I think Tyson has a bigger role in this series. And I actually think if you can get him going offensively, he's going to play a lot of minutes.
Yeah, I think
but if he can, I think he will.
Yeah, offensively, I think that unlocks his other minutes. Like, it's kind of like Dean Wade. Like, he's a better shooter, I think, than Dean Wade. However, you're just gonna go. If you hitting shots, that's gonna keep you on the floor.
Yeah.
If not, We gonna keep it rotating.
No, you guys both said it. If he makes shots, he's going to play more. And whether that's 7 minutes to 10 or 10 to 15, we'll see. But the problem is a lot of these playoffs, specifically the last series, when it left his hand, you were like, oh no.
That is kind of true. Like sometimes you can look when somebody is shooting it confidently, right? Yeah. And then you're like, ooh, that's off. If I can tell from my living room that that's off, yeah, you know it was off in real life.
Right, like immediately.
Yeah,
right.
Like, but Keon Ellis is such a. I think he has a role. I thought at the end of the year he shot it better, but like you said, these playoff series are their own thing.
Yes.
Like I could completely see if Keon Ellis came out and had a really good game, shot the ball well, was really a really pesky on the ball defender against a guy like Jalen Brunson. I think that you really could see him get more minutes in a series like this. It's game to game.
Yeah, I agree. It's game to game. There was a point in the Detroit series the Cavs almost yanked Wade for Schroeder. And Schroeder did play a lot of minutes in the series, but by the end it was Max Strus in the starting lineup, and we're assuming that. Mike, are we assuming that Max Strus will be starting tonight?
We're going to do that whole topic in the next hour. I would start Max Strus. I'm curious to see what you guys say at about 11:15 when we get to it.
Yeah, I just think there's the unknown on both sides tonight. And it's not that both sides are going to play 12 guys, but you put them out there, you see. Does somebody get in foul trouble? Does somebody get hot? I think you kind of earn your way and feel your way through it.
I've mentioned a few times over the years when you get to the playoffs, like if all you do is run pick and roll, well, a team's going to take that away from you. So what else do you have in the bag? Well, one of the first people that ever taught me that and showed me that was Mike Brown, the coach of the Knicks. And I say that only to say, like, the Knicks have been really good this year at sort of playing with lineups, playing with combinations, getting to B, C, and D in the playbook rather than just being so focused on Jalen Brunson. In the past, it was the Knicks win as Jalen Brunson went. That's not really the case anymore. And Mike took some heat for it during the regular season, but again, Mike fell back to what he taught me years ago of if all you can do is run pick and roll, you're not gonna have a very fun life in the postseason because teams are gonna zone in on that. They're gonna blitz you. They're gonna get the ball out of your hands, and now what? And so, from the Cavs' perspective, I do like they can run pick and roll with Harden and James. They can JA with Harden and JA. They can be a little bit more of a motion offense with Donovan and with cutting and slashing and everything else. So I'm curious to watch sort of the game within the game of like, okay, I know if they're going to blitz James, they're going to try and get the ball out of his hands. Like that's one of Mike's principles and tenets. So what are they going to Cavs? What are the Cavs going to go to then? And on the Knicks side of it, when they're not as focused on Jalen, where are they going to go? We put the ball in Cat's hands. Who's going to guard him? Is it going to be? I think it's Evan. Mike, what do you think? I would put Evan on Cat because I'm more comfortable with Evan on the perimeter than J.A.
Yeah, I've been going back and forth on this. I think it depends if the Knicks go two bigs or not. I just like Mobley and the roamer. And if they have Josh Hart in the court, I think I'd put Mobley on Josh Hart and have him be the extra helper just to muck things up everywhere else.
Josh Hart could be an X factor in this from New York's perspective.
Oh, he is.
Because he will destroy you
on the glass.
Yes, and he did that series a couple of years ago against the Cavs. He destroyed them in rebounding, and you're focused on the bigs, and you're focused on Cat, and you're focused on Mitchell Robinson if he's on the floor, and then out of nowhere, here comes Josh from the wing, sprinting in and getting the rebounds, and it is a backbreaker. And
if he's hitting shots or Deuce McBride is hitting shots, then those become their X factors because they got other guys. If the ball gets to the Anunoby or Cat, you're looking at it like, okay, those guys. But if you letting Hart kill you too, it's gonna be tough to beat. It's gonna be tough to beat the Knicks.